recording the nonsense.
No, you're
Yeah, okay, no.
All right.
Hey everyone, this is Hajat Dalawal. I lost track. Okay, I'll keep it
Let's
going.
put this on the bloopers reel.
Yeah. Hey everyone, this is Hajat Dalawal. You know, I'm a community reporter and a staff of MMS conference. We've been doing this for many, many years. And with me are my amazing friends.
I'm
and
Kent, and this is Rod.
Kent and Rod.
How are you?
Good. So listen, you guys have been longtime veterans of MMS,
goodness, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so what excites you about MMS?
Well, it's a big family. It is really like coming home twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's a family with an obscene amount of knowledge and willingness to share that. I'm super exhausted every single time I get home from MMS. And it's not because I party hard, but it's because of all the new friends I meet and
Yes.
all the knowledge I get. It's insane.
It's incredible. What
Well,
about you?
yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that. I think Kent actually put it best. It's family. There's kind of that feeling, you know, when you go to a conference that you really love, and there's individuals that you see all the time. It is kind of like a family gathering. It's almost like a family reunion every single year. You mentioned that we've been doing this for a long time.
long time.
Oh my goodness. The wife and I were just talking about this the other day, in that we used to go to the old MMS every year, and we would always just kind of come home and see like the April spring flowers and everything start. We would go to MMS in the winter, and we would come home in the spring and see all the flowers, and it's just one of those memories, one of those amazing things. But so there's the family piece. I think one of the biggest things about a community conference like this is the small amount of ego.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have people just walking
nailed it.
around, not talking to people, and just, I'm so smart and I'm so knowledgeable, come worship me. It's everybody just wants to engage.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
What I really like what you hit upon on that, because Brian and Greg and the team, right, including yourself, and have done such a great job where there are no egos. Speakers are all equal to attendees. You know, we don't have a speaker room. Everybody's out there. They are all dressed in the same attire, so you can recognize who they are. They're approachable. I haven't seen that in other conferences and stuff. It's very unique.
Yeah, it is. As a speaker, I will say, well, two things. The family thing there. It is exactly as you said, Rod. It's like coming home to your family, but it's a family that expands all the time.
Yeah.
And that's really, really important.
Yeah.
There is always room for new. We have, I think it's 40 or 50%
New.
new attendees every
Yes.
single year, which is amazing. Another amazing thing is, as a speaker, when you're standing there and you're about to deliver your session, you look around and you realize I'm not the smartest in the room here. The attendees, oh my God,
They're brilliant.
They're brilliant, and it's we call it a session, but it is really more a conversation, I would say.
Right.
Well, and to kind of pin that a little bit, which I think where I get the most out of it. So I work for Microsoft. I'm a senior product manager. I work in the MVP space, and I do things with MVPs. I know the products, but I know the products the way Microsoft produces them. I know products the way that we develop them for our customers to use. I learned so much by going to this conference in how customers actually use our products,
Right.
and how they
don't
actually
use it like how you designed it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly, and that's also one of the really nice things of always speak in pairs.
Yeah.
You very often have a Microsoft person on stage alongside with a community expert,
Right.
and you can talk about the intent of the product. We can very often talk about the impact of the product.
Yes.
So that's a
It's
really
nice
good
to have
balance.
that two perspectives. You got the Microsoft person delivering the way they're supposed to deliver. Then you got the community person, saying, hey, but wait a minute here. I agree, but I disagree. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
and it's really nice. Yeah.
Well, and from my perspective, where I work at Microsoft, we are built on this feedback economy. So we need that feedback.
Yes.
And so this is an awesome way for me to have that outreach to people who are actually using the product to give direct,
Right.
honest, constructive feedback. A lot of times it's negative, but I'll take that.
And that's another thing. I mean, you need the feedback.
Yeah.
You'll only get the feedback when you are in a kind of a safe space, and it is a safe space. But
Yes.
for the reasons that you mentioned before,
Yes.
there are no egos. We engage in a conversation, and we are all there for sharing the same passion. We're there for the same purpose.
Right. Right.
So
Well, and I think that's an important thing too to kind of pull out for people to understand. You mentioned the percentage that are new every year. I'm an introvert, and I think most technology people are. Yeah, we do these types of things, but it's something that we've learned along the way. If you go to a conference and you're new, I think a lot of people sometimes kind of hug the wall, or maybe they just come to learn and be fed, and they're not engaged enough to contribute. But that's not the way it is at this conference.
Right.
You can contribute. There are no wrong questions or wrong answers. Everything is super valuable and impactful, and that's what I think with Brian and Greg, I think they really pull that out of people and get a really good understanding. And the actual venue, right there at the Mall of America, how it's laid out, it's super
So
difficult
intimate.
to avoid people.
It's so yes. You can't avoid people. Yeah. And then you have the other concept we have is the Cabana sessions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sometimes we rename it to something else, but is that intimate? Whether you're speaking with MVPs or with Microsoft product teams, and they sit down, they're like troubleshooting and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on in my environment." They're like, "Oh, show us." Oh, wow.
Those are
They love it. People love it.
Yeah.
Attendees love it.
And I highly encourage, when you sign up for MMS, sign up for one of the Cabana sessions, as you mentioned, and come prepared. I mean, spend just 20 minutes on figuring out what exactly you want to ask about, talk about.
Right.
And it's a, I wouldn't say it's a once in a lifetime experience,
Right.
but I mean, you can sit there in front of two developers and really talk about, I don't understand this, or this is what we see, are we
Right.
supposed to see that in our environment? It's super valuable.
I've had conversations with some attendees, and they said, "You know what? Just attending some of those Cabana sessions was money well spent.
Yeah.
The cost of the ticket was just
Well, think about that. You're really coming to a conference to learn something or take something back that you can implement right away. That's the perfect way to do that, because you're asking the questions
Right.
you want to ask. And kind of the way I look at it, those last 10 emails that you sent to Microsoft support that may not have been answered all the time, bring those questions and you will absolutely get them answered.
Yeah. And the other thing, sponsors. A lot of sponsors covering all the space in Intune and Windows and whatever areas that we focus on.
Yeah.
And I have seen MMS has made some sponsors, some vendors very successful, and they've become like, you have some companies that were like unknown, and from MMS they've become very successful from there.
Yep.
They've generated a lot of revenue. They've become, I don't know what how to say this, but you know what I'm saying?
I do.
They've got on the map, kind of a thing.
But
Yeah.
sponsors are, I mean, they're a super important part of a conference, because they're
have
part
to.
of the conference why.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool things is going on in the hallway. So big shout
Well,
out
I
to
think
all
it's
the
great
sponsors.
because you're able to see partners and sponsors. I think that is a really interesting ecosystem in that they're connected directly with Microsoft. They see a lot of times the roadmap where Microsoft is going, and they're developing those solutions around them.
Yeah.
So by just talking with a vendor, obviously they got swag if you talk to them, but just by talking to a vendor, sometimes you can see where they're going with their own solutions. You kind of understand how that's going to fit, or how at least Microsoft will fit in your own organization in the future as well.
So, each of you, why should people attend MMS?
Well, you really should ask yourself this question here with 1.3 billion agents floating around in by 28.
Agents.
You need to
28.
you need to do something, right? So
Yes.
now both Rod
Where you
and
gonna
I
get
are-
the skills, right?
Yeah, you need. I mean, what about security? You're. Let's face
Good
it.
point.
Agents will outnumber number of humans in your organization.
Right.
They will all have an identity. I mean, it's moving so fast that if you don't seek help, assistance,
Yeah.
inspiration
Very good
from
point.
someone, I mean, by 29, you're going to be extremely busy.
Yeah.
With all the wrong
Wrong things,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and I think it's also important to be in a room with like-minded people. You're not entering a vacuum. You're not there by yourself. All of the people that you're there with, they're facing the same things. And by coming together and having those discussions,
Yeah.
you can figure out what you want to do. But I think, from my perspective, you look at Kent and myself. We've been here for, and Harjit. We've been here for a while. We all have the gray hair.
Yes.
To prove it, security is a young man's sport,
Oh yeah.
right? And we have a lot of security sessions at MMS, and I think that really kind of is the way forward, because you talk about the agents, AI,
Yeah.
everything. We know that our CEOs and CIOs want to use these things, but as operational people, we're like, kind of hold up till we get a handle on this. This is your ability to kind of
Yeah.
get a handle on that.
Yeah.
We need new people and new blood in MMS
We
to
do.
kind of carry this forward, I think.
Yeah, and you know what? You brought up a great point about agents, because I was talking to my friend Pat about the E7 licensing, and it's all about AI. It's because now you are treating agents like humans. So in terms of security, licensing,
Yeah.
governance, all that stuff, you gotta figure this out, and that's MMS is the place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my point. Go have some conversations, and we're all starting from square zero. I mean,
Yeah.
so figure out what are the other attendees doing, and it's going to be a final word for me.
Yes.
Coming home from MMS, every single year you have found yourself a new best friend. For life.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
Yep. So don't forget, folks, register ASAP, MMSMOA.com. You're not going to regret it. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
All right.